Hey guys, how's it going? Today on All Ball, we're going to be talking about what's wrong with the Los Angeles Lakers. There might be plenty of reasons why the Lakers suck right now. Could be that AD is missing and is injured half of his life. Could be that Kendrick Nunn just doesn't want to get better. But it doesn't really matter because AD was playing trash while he was still healthy. And Kendrick Nunn is honestly not going to make a difference. The only thing going good for the Lakers is the fact that LeBron James is arguably having the best season of his career. But let's forget about all the AD stuff and discuss the real reason why the Lakers are losing. Well, the truth is, LeBron James is the only person to blame for all of this. Not because he's averaging 29 points in his 19th year, but because he chose to recruit this man right here. There's no need to sugarcoat it. Russell Westbrook is literally the only reason why the Lakers are playing bad right now. Think about it. The person who's leading the league in turnovers is also leading the league in minutes played. That's not all. Of those who qualify for three-pointers and free throws made in the league, Westbrook ranks second last in both those categories. But why is Russell Westbrook so bad? Is it because of the turnovers, bad shooting percentage, and ball hogging? Well, yes and no. The main reason is because he's a self-centered stat patter who only chases triple-doubles. Can you believe that a guy who's a lock first ballot Hall of Famer and in the NBA's top 75 list is the reason for the Lakers' poor performance this season? Recently, Westbrook just had an interview with Adrian Wojnarowski about how he was disappointed about not playing the last 4 minutes of the Pacers game in the fourth quarter. Well, honestly, he should keep his mouth shut. Westbrook's making $44 million with the Lakers right now and is on course to making $47 million next year. He's the fourth highest paid player in the NBA and has nothing to show for it this season. He has his triple-doubles, which he's averaged for 4 out of the last 5 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if he averaged one this year as well. This is honestly the only thing Westbrook cares about, and I don't think he cares one bit about winning a chip. If he finishes off his career with 0 rings, I don't think this man will have an ounce of regret because of his mentality to have the best stats on the floor. But why is Westbrook considered a superstar at this point in his career, even when we can literally see that he's causing all of the problems for the Lakers? It's simple. It's because of his MVP year, which was the first time he averaged a triple-double. It was unprecedented that the voters selected an MVP whose team was in the 6th seed. But where did this lead him in the playoffs? A first-round 4-1 blowout against James Harden and the Rockets. Don't get me wrong, I was blinded by the triple-doubles initially as well, so I can't really blame the MVP voters for selecting Westbrook because he was the first person to average a triple-double since Oscar in the 61-62 season. But all of this didn't last long. Like I said, Westbrook averaged triple-doubles for the next 4 out of 5 years. So why doesn't he warrant the same respect he received during his MVP season? Well, it's simple really. People have eyes and they realize that the way he was getting triple-doubles was inefficient and did not result to winning. It often led to subpar regular season performances and first-round playoff exits. But the question arises, why is Westbrook receiving all of this flack now? He was the exact same player as he was during the MVP season and didn't receive this much criticism in the past few years. Well, the answer is obvious. Westbrook played for teams like the OKC Thunder, Houston Rockets, and Washington Wizards. Although these teams weren't bad, they had no expectations of making a deep playoff run and were not considered to be a threat to the other contending teams in the league. Now, though, is a completely different story. Westbrook's on the Los Angeles Lakers, which is one of the biggest markets in the NBA. More importantly, he's on the LeBron James team, and that basically means that you're always a major contender in the NBA. He's in the spotlight now, and he can't get away with his inefficient play in LA. The criticisms are honestly getting brutal, with shows like Undisputed basically banking on the fact that Westbrook will have a bad game so that they can showcase his lowlights of turnovers, which would definitely increase the show's ratings and viewers. So what can Westbrook do now? Well, if you've seen any Lakers post-game press conferences, you can see that Westbrook is always on his phone and doesn't really care about what a reporter is asking him. If he hears even a little bit of criticism, he'll often resort to denial mode where he'll give responses like, "I'm allowed to miss and turn the ball over." And honestly, it's fine to do that, but not the way you do it, Russ. You're inefficient, ball dominant, and you don't have any plan when you get in the air. It'll lead to a turnover 80% of the time, and you've started something new as well for the Lakers where you keep shooting the ball at the top of the backboard consistently. Anyway, back to the question. So what can Russell Westbrook do now? Well, for starters, he needs to accept that he's not playing well. If this guy honestly thinks that he's playing good just because he's averaging 19, 8 and 8, he's even more delusional than I think he is. So let's hope he knows he's playing terrible. Next, LeBron James needs to go and tell him to his face that he's not doing well and literally instruct him about exactly what he needs to do, and Westbrook has to follow whatever he says. Westbrook should also realize that LeBron is a better point guard than him. He has the highest IQ in basketball and is also the best point guard in the league. So LeBron and Westbrook should never play on the same court together because Westbrook only knows how to play the point, which he doesn't do that well anyway. And if LeBron is at point guard, where he should be, then Westbrook literally has no business on the basketball court. So the main thing that needs to happen is for the coaching staff and LeBron James to order this guy around and literally tell him exactly what he needs to do. I know it's wishful thinking to do it on every play, but if anyone can make it happen, it's LeBron James. In my opinion, the quickest fix for the Lakers is to trade Westbrook, which is honestly another headache because nobody wants a guy who's playing this terrible on a $44 million contract and is due $47 million next year. Honestly, all we can do is pray that LeBron James finds a way to get his ring despite having Westbrook on his team. With that, we come to the end of the video. Catch you guys in the next one.